So starting lying on our backs, lengthening out and just taking a moment when you lie down to fully notice if you benefit from something underneath your knees, just a support or a cushion or rolled up towel, whether you want something softer underneath your neck or your head. And just lie on down, making sure as well that you're warm enough. We get cold when we lie down after a period of time, the body temperature drops. So just perhaps putting on an extra blanket or jumper or those fluffy socks. And because it's during the day and the brightness of the outside world might still be getting in through your eyelids, sometimes it's nice to even throw something over your eyes. Something, if you've got an eye bag, perfect, but even just face cloth or any little bit of cloth, a sleeve of your jumper, just throwing it over the eyes can be nice and closing the eyes. From there, you're simply going to find some stillness. So after you've wriggled and shimmied and moved yourself into position, just finding that little bit of stillness. Taking a moment to really arrive and let the body sink down to the ground a little more. Beginning this journey in towards ourselves. It can feel nice to come home after spending the day outside in screens or looking at other people or other things, just to take that moment to really step into this new chapter of the day, this small piece of time that you've created for yourself to sit with yourself. We just take a couple of deep breaths just to settle in to that a bit more. So breathing in through the nose and sighing out, maybe making some noise through the mouth. Breathing in through the nose, opening the mouth and sighing it out. One last time, just breathing in through the nose, opening the mouth and sighing it out. Let your breath return to normal now. A nice, easeful breath in and out through the nose if you can, without any effort or push or control. And that goes for everything in our meditation. Not pushing, not controlling, not trying to create a scenario or a really nice experience, simply just having a little bit of time with yourself. So to begin that, it's always nice just to see where we're starting from, to see how you are. I'm just going to give a couple of seconds of silence. I simply want you to ask yourself how you're doing. How are you today? Energetically, physically, emotionally, spiritually, in any way that you answer the question, how are you doing? Listen to the answers and just sit with those answers. Be curious, just for a couple of moments in silence. It's always important, as I say, to know your truth, even if you don't share it with anybody else. It's so important that we really know how we are. We're not just busy outside of ourselves, distracted, expecting how we should be. So lying there now, and after revealing that truth of how you are, how the mind is constructing, how the body is, and emotions are rising, just maybe scan through the body and see if there's a place that it needs a little bit more support. Perhaps just a little shift of the leg or placing something underneath your hip. And then we'll settle in and we'll begin today with a lovely body scan, just checking through the body systematically. deliberately relaxing each area so that we end up in a truly relaxed state. Muscles are soft, bones feel heavier, and with that beautifully relaxed state, we're focusing gently the mind, which allows all of the chatter to quieten down a little bit, which is always good. So letting the legs feel heavy now, particularly letting the toes flop out to the side, to the right and the left. Feeling the toes spanning out and perhaps all of the toes taking up a little bit more room. Maybe even fanning them open on purpose and then letting them soften so that the toes curl in and settle in a place that requires no effort. Feel the ankles on the earth below connected. Feel them sink into the ground a little more with the carpet, as if they're going to leave an imprint when you step up. And feel a sense of warmth and ease surround the toes through the whole foot and ankle. So that both the right foot and the left foot are just fully at ease, relaxed. Trickling up that sense of heat, radiating up through the calves as you let them spread a little more, perhaps the muscles taking up more space as they feel like they're melting like butter. They're softening and carrying that lovely sense of release through to the knees and then upwards towards the thighs and the backs of the thighs. So that both the right leg and the left leg are spread, deeply connecting and sinking into the ground and fully at ease. Spending a moment now just breathing softly in and out through the nose, scanning through the legs all the way down to the feet and the toes, and notice if there's any last area in your unique body that you can soften a little bit more. Bringing that curiosity now to your hips, to the pelvis, and allowing that to really drop down, be taken by gravity into whatever you're supported on, the floor, the carpet, the yoga mat. Feeling that space filled with latent power, that beautiful area of the sacrum, having a rest, not upright, not trying to find equilibrium, being held by the ground below. Traveling that up towards the lower back and that greater sacrum area, spanning out through to the lumbar region, feeling perhaps that space either supported if you have something underneath it, perhaps a small gap of air, cool air, in that natural curvature, but feeling it released. It's not straining at all. And traveling from that back body through to the front body, to the belly, and all of the precious organs that lie there in the abdomen. Allowing this space to spread. No holding the tummy in needed. No pulling the belly button. Just allow everything to relax. That whole belly area soft. Allowing the beautiful connective tissue, that web and interweb around, the innervate in and around all of our essential organs, to have a little break, all the gripping and holding and processing and passing of information and tension that they do during the day. Just allow this abdomen, this belly, just to fall back in towards the back body, to spread out a little to the right and left, and to be fully at ease. Drawing that sense of curiosity and awareness through to the ribs, the chest. Notice that gentle movement as the rise and fall occurs alongside your breath. Feeling, noticing, observing that lift of the chest, that softening back in towards the earth as you inhale and exhale, slowly and softly in your own time. That unique breath print carrying your heart space on this beautiful dance as you inhale and exhale. Allowing this dance, this waltz of your breath and body to continue. You can still pay attention and draw our focus away to the chest, upper chest and shoulder area. Allowing that sense again of heat, softness to permeate around the shoulders as if two gentle hands are resting on the shoulders, fanning out to the arms and gently pressing down into the earth a little more. Let go. Feel your arms, the right arm and the left arm, sink down. Perhaps feeling slight movement as you let the palms open and the thumbs roll out a little bit more. This beautiful, receptive, open palmed, open hearted supine position. Lying down, the fingertips spreading out a little bit more, the palms perhaps stretching and opening. And then allow the hands just to soften. Allow the fingers to perhaps curl in. And just find that lovely place that requires very little effort. Where the hands are resting, the arms are heavy, and the body is sinking deeper and deeper back into the floor. Traveling this sense of ease further up through the neck, base of the skull, and that point on the back of the head that is connected to the cushion or the earth. Allow it to sink and soften. Feel perhaps the pressure a little more intensely as you release any gripping, any resistance that was there before. The head dropping back, perhaps feeling again like the ankles, that head is going to leave an imprint in the ground below. Without any effort, letting that head be held, cradled in the palm of the solid earth. Like Mother Earth's palms are holding the back of that head and allowing you, inviting you just to be held for a few moments. And with that sense of ease and acceptance that you are here and you are safe and you are held, we can lastly turn our focus to the face. A beautiful, unique face filled with expressive features that we use all day long to this outside world. With the eyes closed now, let's just soothe and soften through these facial features, allowing the cheeks to relax and drop back. Allow the jaw to perhaps be a little less tight, maybe slightly opening the mouth. Allow all of the space around your eyes to smooth like magic, can you find more space in the area around the eye socket? Can you allow your eyebrows to maybe move out to the right and left a little more? Can you find that space in between the eyebrows grow? And are you able to smooth out the forehead a little bit more? Ironing out those fine lines on the brow, the forehead, simply by actively releasing the grip that might have been there before. Now, in this beautiful state of relaxation, of ease, of softness, we spend a little time drinking it in, allowing it to permeate to every cell of our being. A being simply being. For a few moments of silence now, without my voice, without any distractions, simply being. And if the mind is really trying to distract you, the noises outside the room are really tantalizing. You want to listen to them and seek them out. Just come back to that beautiful heart space, the center of the body, and that waltz, that dance of the breath in the body. And observe that rise and fall of the chest, of that heart space, as you inhale and exhale, nice and slow. Observing that if the mind or the distractions get loud, we'll just sit now for a few minutes, just 3 minutes of silence, your whole day, to simply be. If the mind is busy, come back to watching the breath. Perhaps make your exhalations a little longer and try and maintain this beautiful state of being that you have cultivated. Taking a deeper breath in for your next breath. Opening the mouth and exhaling. Going back to a little bit more alertness, awakeness, keeping your eyes closed. All I want you to do is simply begin to engage with your thoughts a little bit more and ask yourself that question from the start of our practice. How do you feel? How do you feel? Showing up for yourself to actively release tension, to consciously quieten the mind, and to remove distraction for just a short amount of time is really hard to do. We're addicted to busy, we're addicted to there's not enough time, and we're quite addicted to distraction outside of ourselves. So hopefully the feeling that you feel is proof of why we do this. And it's motivation for doing it again. With your eyes still closed and your body still heavy, I want you to just turn the corners of your lips up towards your eyes and have a sincere smile. A sincere smile for yourself, for all that you are, and for the pride that you should be feeling for being kind of a rebel, being a bit radical in not going along with the norms of busy and just taking this time. Just have a little wry smile, let that radiate across your face. And then perhaps let that smile continue to your arms as they awaken a little and feel like nearly your arms are a continuation of your lips as you stretch them out and you lengthen through to your fingertips. And maybe even begin to allow a little greater movement. Keep your eyes closed and begin to move in a way that's curious, that's seeking information. You're inquiring as how you feel when you move your toes and you point your toes and you roll your ankles and you perhaps roll your head gently from side to side whilst it's sinking into the earth. Allow this movement to get bigger, perhaps reaching overhead, maybe holding on to a wrist, maybe opening the mouth, having a big yawn. And then when the urge takes you, you can open the eyes and begin to look around the room. Slowly, like a baby in their crib, not in any rush, not with any demands, just observing where they are. What are the colors they can see? What are the sounds in this outside world, outside of ourselves, outside of the room, outside of the house? And just step back into this outside world, out of ourselves, looking with fresh eyes, observing with greater intention, and feeling empowered because of it. You can stay here for as long as you wish. If you've got time, just hang out. Daydream, take a few moments. And then whenever you're ready, you can just roll over, slowly sit up, maybe bigger yawn, and then enter back into your day.